My question has to do with the words "do not pity" that we read in today's portion.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm curious to understand the difference between the pity and compassion.
It's not okay. It speaks about the person who has the point in the heart awaken in him, meaning he's conscious. Now, he's conscious about providence. Providence, it's not only that that you know that there is a God, that you know that there is a plan or a thought, that there is a thought of creation, and that thought has one purpose and one mode and one quality that encompasses all, and that is to bestow goodness to his createe. So that is basically the way that you argue reality with, that you argue what you see in regard to your knowing or your belief that everything that is happening to humanity or is happening to the world has an unwavering, unchanging intention to bestow goodness to his createes. So if you sort of came to be exposed through your spirit to that knowing, and you actually work, this is basically the definition of the righteous one, the one who attempts, who tries to justify the act of God. So everything that is the thought of the Creator is everything that is in his will. The way it expressed in our reality is a law. Okay. For example, we know that there was Zimzum A, meaning that Malchut diminished herself, meaning she expelled all the light, and she wanted to receive the light only under the condition of being able to be conscious of the presence and the quality of the Creator. Since she chose that became a law upon us humans. We cannot receive the light in the will to receive to oneself. So it becomes a nature of, and one can say, of how we conduct ourselves in the world. So the condition is that if a person knows that there is gravity, he should not be pitied if he's jumping from a high ground and he found himself smashed to the ground. You do not pity him because he knew that this is the result of his action. Okay, this is what it is says here. Now this is to do with pity. Compassion is actually being able, the way that through divinity, the Creator, through God, is giving us always a new or a clean slate or a new opportunity, even if we did not earn it. That's compassion. And this is what we say every morning in the prayer moderni. So the whole, actually, one can say the whole of Kabbalah, but definitely what Baal HaSulam is writing is to people that are searchers, but not general searchers, but they search because there is an urge of the point in the heart, meaning a spark of the spirit is leading them. So if it leads them, they need to know the laws, and if they choose to ignore them, we should not pity them. There will be compassion because it has to do with the providence. The providence, as this article you will find, is some sort of a fortress or a net that secures. This is basically what is providence. It's the security that the thought of the creator concerning the creation will come from potentiality to actuality. It will actualize itself. This is a security net. Providence is the security net of the creator. So human can, err, and they can fall and they can rise again, but in the end, they will come to know and to consciously feel what was the intent and what was the meaning of everything that they went through as personally and generally through the history of humanity. Okay, so it seems that peace is calling, the whole Torah of peace is calling us to understand that you cannot make peace with an agreement. There need to be, peace is coming or is being born out of conflict. There will be always conflict between the way we perceive existence and part or the knowing of the spirit that nothing bad is coming from above, or nothing evil can come from above. So it is always this conflict that we are called upon to settle in ourselves. So in a way, the question is not why something happened. The question is always what it tries to tell us, or how it tries to guide us. Now, I would like to address the word punishment. Punishment in Hebrew, though, it is exactly this conflict of that punishment is being bashed or restricted by something that has higher power or more power upon some sort of transgression. But in Hebrew, which is a root language, to punish is to mobilize you into a different position, conscious position. It's actually a power of mobilization. It is a grace, one can say, that is acting to allow you to move from the prison of your perception. So one can say that there is a lot of compassion in punishment. Because punishment suggests that a person cannot do it by his own power or his own will. So there is sort of the circumlight or an external power, which is the net of providence, is mobilizing or moving him into a different position from which he could see better or purify himself from the perception that locked him before. Yeah. So, onesh in Hebrew is shinua, meaning mobilizing. Okay. And not hitting you and sort of sticking you in the same place. It's the opposite. It's the opposite movement. So, you know that when we pass the barrier, what is called the barrier in Kabbalah, which is the when we evolve into the level of the world of Asiya, on the meeting point of the world of Asiya and Yetzirah, there is a discernment there that it's as though our spirit is gaining the power of discernment between reward and punishment. But we can see that if I'll explain it in a moment, it has to do, both of them has to do with movement closer or retreating from. So when you feel in that degree of attainment, which is called the world of Yetzirah, or the border, one can say the border between Asiya and Yetzirah, you get a heart that actually you read punishment as being further, feeling further away from God, and reward as coming closer. So you could see that punishment is it's a vital and very dear tool for a human to actually measure the direction of their movement. Either they sort of go and they open, or they separate themselves from a closeness that they wish to have. So this is to do with if a person feels it, we should not pity them for them being further away from being able to feel that which was revealed to them through the point of the heart, and they chose to ignore it. Yeah.